yo. What is the dealio?
Hey, how's it going, sir? I don't see anything. Is that right?
You don't see anything where?
On YouTube. Oh, wait a minute. There it is.
Well, what happened? What happened? Is it gone?
Nah, nah, it's there.
It's there. All right. I was like, damn, don't scare me like that. I thought I just turned off the sound.
I was thinking you gotta work on your DJing skills, right? You got
Why?
that long intro. Just 'cause you're playing the music,
Oh yeah, dude, that intro
you
is
do
too
like a little,
long. Maybe I need to cut it.
do like a little remix.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like 5 minutes, but then I got busy on sharing it on social media, and well, that went a little longer than usual. Is the video up? Yeah, it is, right? It's
Yeah,
up.
it's on. It's working.
Okay, good. Oh, there you go. I see it. But now I gotta hide this thing here. Bow. There we go. We should be better now. That should look good. All right, man. It's first stream of 2024.
Yeah, finally,
Jesus
huh?
Christ. Yeah. I was thinking about that. We missed that last Wednesday. I was like, fuck. You know, that would have been
What was last Wednesday? Was it like the fourth?
um shit, I don't know, bro. That was like last Wednesday ago. That was a long time ago.
I was trying to figure out why we didn't. It was the third.
I thought about it, but
Too close to the end of the year.
I don't know. I thought about it, but then I was like, I don't know. I just let it go by. I would like to know if anybody's watching if our sound is good, because last time we had a complaint or two that the sound wasn't necessarily good on your end, and so
Right.
I don't know if there's a way to get. Let me see. I probably could tell the Anna. Man, I drank this Kirkland Italian sparkling mineral water. That should be giving me the fucking burps. Babe, can you watch the screen and the stream and see if that's how the sound sounds good? Because the claim last time was that I sounded fine, right? And then that you sounded far or muffled or something like that.
Yeah, that's what Alex said.
God dang it. All right. Well. Alrighty. So it's funny because here at my spot, right? I got this Kirkland sparkling water, and then I got some coffee, right? I got some
Yeah,
coffee, and I got some Members Mark water.
nice.
The only thing that's not
Yeah,
generic here is the coffee. That's brand from Guatemala, but other than that, I'm all generic, bro. I don't fucking be spending money on these Ozark or whatever the fuck. Like, wait, you're the one that says water has flavor, huh?
oh no! I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah,
Dude,
I can't.
yeah.
I just can't.
I was gonna complain to you about it, but
People
then I
say that
remember you're the
occasionally different
one.
waters have a taste. Like different waters taste like.
Look, I'll
I
give you
get
that.
it.
I'll give you that. Water from the faucet has different tastes in different places. I'll give you that all
But yeah,
day.
water from the faucet. But also, if you go to different places and you get filtered water,
Yeah, but
some places
that's
have good
probably water
water,
from the
some
faucet.
places don't. So you think you're getting served water from the faucet?
I think
I
any
hope not.
restaurant you go to, they're giving you water from the faucet. Unless they give you a bottle of water,
Well, I know if they get water from like a drinking station, like a soda machine or something like
yeah,
that, it's filtered water,
allegedly.
allegedly.
And you know what? I'm thinking. I've thought about this before, and since we're talking about it, hold on. Monday. Cesar sounds far away. Okay, how do
Yeah,
I
it's because
fix
of
that?
it.
Maybe if
I don't know if
I
there's, I don't know if there's a way to fixing it because the
let
way we're
me.
connected.
No, I increased the volume on your end on fucking this platform we're using, the OBS. So
Hey, Diana.
maybe that
So
works.
should I do like a little
You gotta
test,
you gotta
mic test,
deepen your
mic test,
voice.
mic test?
Babe, what about now? She ain't even watching. She just watched it for five
Babe,
seconds.
they.
Fake. She's the fakest, bro. She's fake. Hopefully, I boosted your volume, so hopefully that helps some. If not, then I mean we'll get it eventually. You know,
Oh damn! I was trying to cover that little thing right here. Hold on.
one little thing. What is that?
They always leave a mess. Like I try to tell them,
Mandemo?
like this is.
I can't hear her. What? Sure. But does he sound better now?
Is that better? Is this better?
All right, I'm just gonna put your volume
Mic
max,
test.
and then hopefully that fucking fixes it. If not,
The
then
mixing thing.
if not, then next week. All right, look, this is what we really need. We really need is all these motherfuckers that are claiming to be our friends and family to fucking one, subscribe to our channel, and two, share this bitch and get their friends to subscribe to our channel so
So
that
how many
we
do
can.
we need for us to be able to?
I think it was 50. So we're halfway, right? We're halfway.
All right.
Well, we're at 22, but we need 50. And then I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to use a mobile phone and set it up. And then I can invite you. And I think you can do it regular through your like computer and everything. But
Through the computer.
yeah, but to do
Why do you
guest,
have to do it through a mobile phone?
I think that's just the way YouTube is set up, which is fucking stupid. YouTube's fixed that
That'll
shit.
make sense, yeah.
You know, but every bit of research that I've done says you have to use a mobile device to invite guests. God damn it! This would have been a good clip, but my eye itches. All right, let me re-say that. YouTube is fucking stupid for having you use a mobile
get it
device.
kicked off.
Yeah, well, somebody was saying I think one of my coworkers was saying that podcasts are not regulated. Is that what he said? I can't remember.
Regulated as far as what you can say on there, right?
I think so.
Okay, that's good.
I don't know. So, but I don't know if you can say fuck YouTube, right? Because then, how about
I mean, we
unfuck
did it last
YouTube?
time.
But YouTube's dumb for that.
That's true. I don't know.
But whatever. So we were talking about before we got sidetracked. I was thinking about filtered water, right? So my understanding of filtered water is that the water runs through a filter and leaves behind crud, right?
I mean, that's the basic filtering thing, yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Or
So
method, I guess.
So, is that water actually clean, let's say, a week prior to having to change that filter? You know, because it's got all that nastiness built up in there.
I think it really just depends on the filtering system. So if you have,
Like super duper reverse osmosis.
I can tell you from experience, like the system that we have,
Yeah.
they go in there and every 3 months they change the filters every 3 months. So it lasts 3 months allegedly.
Sure. But in that 2.5 months, that filter's full of shit, right?
Yeah.
So that water that's going through it is disgusting. Really, only the first cup is good.
Oh man, that's a good point.
You know?
Yeah.
Because the ideal thing would be a filter that catches all that shit and then it dispenses it. Like it has a little dispenser or whatever. And then, you know, it's got. But then
So
that
if
would be
you-
like a whole setup, right? I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not too well versed in this topic, but I know there's different kinds of systems.
Yeah.
I don't know how they work. I know some have physical filters, some have some type of method of filtering that is not what we're thinking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good point. I don't know.
Yeah. I've always thought about that. Like,
But
whenever
one
people are,
thing I
like,
do know
filtered.
for sure is different water tastes differently. I know for a fact.
I think
I
faucet
know you don't
water.
believe in that. I know you think all the water tastes the same, but
No. Okay, so
way.
not that it tastes the same, but I think anything in a bottle water, like this fucking water tastes the same as Ozarka or Ozark or whatever the fuck. It tastes the same as the N1. I don't know what the N1 is. No,
Nestle?
Nestle? Is it Nestle? I thought that was coffee or fucking
No, it's Nestle. Yeah.
chocolate milk, whatever. But this tastes the fucking same. So whenever people were like, "Oh, I get Ozark because it's better," like, bitch, no, it's the fucking same. This is cheaper. That's why you don't get this. I don't know, man. That's me. You setting up that projector or what? Trying to put
Well, no, I set
some
it up like
pornography in the
some
back.
background, put some background, yeah, put some boobs or something.
I'll get some real viewers right
Get some
there.
viewers, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I play I Spy. I
yeah.
spy with my little eyes some fucking balloons. That'd be pretty good. But yeah, so hey, first topic of the year was water. Look at that.
Water, yep, that was it. And I got a whole lot to say about water.
All right, let's go. No, I mean, like I said, I think faucet water has taste. Well,
Definitely has a aftertaste.
so you know what though? It's crazy. I heard about this the other day. Like water shouldn't have flavor, right? Like water is flavorless.
Okay, yes, water is flavorless, but whatever minerals they add to it, that's what the taste comes from,
Sure. And
right?
I'm sure I've had reverse osmosis and all that shit. I mean, I've had it at your house, I believe, but does that water have any flavor? Do you remember? Can you think of it?
I mean, they describe it as clean, crisp flavor, whatever that means.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah,
say no flavor. So I think no flavor is the best flavor.
yeah. No, I mean, I can't think of like. Let me see. I'm trying. Well, I have coffee flavor in my
Now,
mouth right
some of
now.
the water bottles say added minerals for flavor.
Yeah. So this one
So there must be
says.
some people that like a certain taste to it, right? I don't know what they add on there.
Yeah. So this one has purified water, calcium chloride, and sodium bicarbonate. These sound like, oh, that's another topic that, or not another thing that I wanted to say. So
That sounds like something I don't want to drink.
exactly. So I think my uncle was talking about this one time. And it's not just members mark. So Sam's don't fucking sue us or whatever. Members mark, don't get mad. It's all these bottled waters.
It's everybody, yeah, everybody has it.
You think you're actually drinking good water, right? You think that, but I just read what's in there, and it's not purified water. If you think about water, water putrefies, right? Like water goes putrid. If you have standing water, it stinks after a couple of days, like without any preservatives, right? So all bottled water has some preservatives if you think about it. So you're not really drinking like pure water when you drink
Well,
bottled water.
let's see. But I think it goes bad because bacteria and like shit falls in there, right? But if it's bottled, it's sealed tight, so
So
that keeps it from.
do you think if you were to run some water through like a reverse osmosis and all this bullshit and get all that out of it, it would be good forever?
No. Well, if you were to filter it, then
Seal
vacuum
it
sealed tight, it might last for a while, yes. Which is, I
for
think, is the idea of bottled water and the idea of just vacuum seal anything.
so like Fiji water, right? That's supposed to be like super clean from the fucking
Right.
something of Fiji.
Yeah.
That's got
Like a
preservatives in
mountain
it.
or something. Does it?
Yeah, I think so. I think all water, bottled water, has preservatives in it, and it has to have some kind of flavor reducer or inducer or whatever the fuck, because
So I
the
was.
because the plastic would give the water flavor.
You ever heard of avian water?
Oh my god, dude! As a matter of fact,
You know about that?
well, I was at work today, and we went over to a person's desk,
Yeah.
and this person had so many water bottles on their desk, and they were all avian. So it's so funny that you bring that up.
Dude, I was just talking about this yesterday. But I was telling Erika there's a theory that avian water it's meant for, like they bumped up the price
Yeah,
because they only want certain people they wanted to be available for certain people, right? So they bumped up the price for the people that can afford it allegedly,
yeah.
because that's supposed to be like some of the best water. And I can think I remember seeing it in the stores. I remember seeing it around, but I don't think I have ever drank that water.
Bro, your boy's so cheap. I get fucking members mark. You know
So that's
what,
what I was wondering about that. I'm looking at it and it's pretty expensive.
bro? So this is how Dana claims I'm cheap, but I just save money. I'll go to Sam's and Costco, right? And this water is, I think it's $3.98,
For
and
like a
Costco
what, like
for
a
40,
48,
40,
40?
and then yeah, and I think Costco has the same 40 for $3.99, and I will not buy Kirkland water.
So check these out. A 6 pack of a normal size bottles of water, which is 16 ounces, right?
For Evian?
For Avian, it's 7.68.
Oh my god.
So it's up there.
That's painful, dude. I can get
Yeah.
fucking 80 bottles of water.
Wow.
Who even pays that? I mean,
Somebody does.
I know somebody. I guess I know somebody at work that does. But oh my god. You know what, dude? It's like, I don't know. I might. It's not really my cheapness. It's like I don't mind drinking faucet water if it's not like, if it doesn't taste like sewer water. You know, I don't mind it. I'm not like you. We're talking about it tastes disgusting. Man, they
I
could put
mean,
the mop in it and I'll still drink it.
I want to get the cheapest, but good tasting water.
I'll be,
So
well,
let me tell you a story. When we moved to the apartment, because it was the third floor, we're like, fuck this. We're not gonna carry those 4 gallon of 5 gallon tanks of water that I used to use at the house, right? So we bought these zero water. You've seen those zero water filters?
CCC.
They're zero water filters, right? So they come with a little water tester, right? So if you test the water, it's supposed to tell you the amount of minerals that are in the water, right? And it tells you if you're over point 0.6 or whatever, change your filter, right? So if you use that tester on the water and it's under that point 0.6, the water tastes amazing. 100%.
Like it has no flavor.
It has very little to no flavor, yes. And if you test it and it starts going up, right, as you're using it, and once it hits like a certain amount, you can definitely taste. I mean, I can just tell without even testing the water. I can tell that the filter needs to be changed.
So what do you do if it's at above point 0.6?
Typically, I won't test it every day, but like I said, at some point, I can taste the difference.
So, but you only have to replace the filter, right? Like you don't add anything to it?
You don't add it in, just replace the filter.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I bought a different filter. That water didn't taste as good. Right? I tested it with the little tester, and it was like 300 and something, right? But it was filtered water. And this was a bigger filter, and it had like 3 separate filters on there, right?
Yeah.
So I was going through the instructions. I was trying to figure it out, like what's going on, right? And they specifically mentioned that there's some minerals that are allowed to go through for flavor and what was the other one? Like nutritious purposes, right? So like it was meant to be like this. So even if you test it, like they literally said, if like even if you use like one of those testers, it
Yeah.
may not reflect on the quality of the filter, right? So
Yeah.
at that point, it's filtered, but it's allowing some minerals to go through, and that definitely changed the flavor. So I much better prefer the zero water than the other filter water.
Water's water, bro.
And both, but check this out. Both had the same type of filtering. So one was a 3-stage one filter thing, which is the zero water,
Yeah.
and the other one is a 3-stage, 3 different filters. So it was the same thing, kind of, right? Different brand.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
definitely you can taste the difference. You can taste the difference.
Is that like what the Brita does, right? That like where you fill
basically,
that thing
yeah,
up?
exactly. Yeah.
But see, like we didn't ever tried it, but allegedly you could put alcohol through that and it takes the flavors off too, which I don't know how true that is.
You know what? I've never
I
heard about
so
that.
Diana told me about it one time, And then I made fun of it, obviously. And so then she was like, fuck you, whatever. And then later we were at Costco and I was like, hey, let's fucking try it, you know? And we've never done it. And I just kind of want to buy it, try it, and return it. Obviously, it's Costco, you know? So you get
Right.
fucking hammered if that's the case. Because the
Huh.
thing with liquor is just, I hate the flavor of liquor.
So you're saying it removes the flavor, but not the alcohol.
So
So
allegedly,
isn't
right,
it the
with all
alcohol the
these
one that has the flavor?
water doesn't have flavor, and apparently it has flavor.
True that.
So
Huh.
so allegedly, right? This was like a TikTok reel, whatever those short clips are called.
Oh
Like
right,
what
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
was going through that, but I guess I'm thinking people were just fucking holding back their face, you know?
Yeah.
Cause fuck that, I don't think I've ever taken a shot of pure, or not even a shot, but just drank pure liquor, or even smelled it and been like, oh yeah, this is good. No, fuck that.
Yeah.
That's gross. Water, huh? Now I do know that fucking mineral water has different flavor, but that makes sense, right? Because it has minerals.
Because it has something in there, yeah.
But like this
When
one,
you
for
say mineral
example,
water, you mean like soda water?
well,
Or
like
mineral water?
sparkling mineral water,
Sparkling water, yeah, yeah.
and I've learned that soda water and mineral water are different things. I think is what I heard one time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So this has mineral water,
So
carbonate
when we
dioxide.
say soda water, we mean carbonated water, like fizzy water, like soda,
Sure,
right? That's
which
that's
which
carbonated. They're both carbonated, but one's mineral and the other one is
was the other one?
mineral.
That's what I was gonna ask you. So is the other one just water with carbon
That's carbonated. Yes,
carbon dioxide in it?
I believe so.
But so what's in mineral water? I think I'm trying to look at the ingredients, but
So
it's too dark in
so
here.
same concept where they add minerals to add flavor. I think that's what it is.
But like this one, for example, I'm looking at what fucking minerals it has and the ingredients, and everything is zero except for sodium. It has 10 milligrams. I
Right,
don't
because
know.
sodium is supposed to hydrate you. That's what the
It's
sodium is
supposed to
for.
help capture the water in your body, right? Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know. I like how it fucking feels. But I will say, there is some carbonated waters that have more carbonation or whatever than others.
Yes.
Like there's I think Perrier, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Perrier.
The
That one's
green
supposed to be
bottle,
like, yeah, yeah.
that one's smooth to me,
That one is smooth. That one's supposed to be one of the best ones. Perrier.
allegedly.
What's the other one?
It's that other
Uh,
long bottle that's
Pellegrino.
Pellegrino, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Topo Chico too, right?
Topo Chico. I used to drink Topo Chico when I was a kid, when I had like an upset stomach. Like that's what
Yeah.
they would give us: lime, salt, and some Topo Chico. A dressed Topo
Well,
Chico.
Hispanic parents I would say drink Sprite, right? I don't know if you lived through that.
No, I didn't. I didn't necessarily live through the. Actually, I did. I did. But I also lived through mostly the. If you have a headache, drink a Coke.
Oh no, no, no.
And I know where that comes from. Do
Is
you
it
know
the
where it comes
sugar?
from?
No, I have no idea.
So
Oh, the
the
cocaine? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so
Right.
the when Coca-Cola was, I mean, starting back in the good old days, or not even just starting, but when it was a thing, it was made with the coca leaf or some ingredient of the coca leaf, and so people would have little small migraines, and they would tell you drink a Coke, and their migraines would go away, and so that just kind of became a thing with Coca-Cola, and so
Yeah, 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 yeah.
obviously it still hasn't gone away, or at least not in the fucking Hispanic community or older people. Maybe nowadays it's not a thing so much, but it used to always be like, "Yo, drink a Coke,
Well, I
drink a
know
Coke."
if you were sick or upset stomach or uh something like that, it was Sprite.
Yeah,
Drink a
maybe
Sprite.
that has to do with the sugar content because Sprite has a fuck ton of sugar.
I think it has to do just with the carbonated, the carbonation on there. That's what I believe. I don't know the science behind that.
Sure, sure, sure.
I don't want to lie.
Well, I mean, isn't that what this is all about? Just lying. I mean, telling our
Misinformation.
thoughts. Misinformation. Isn't that what all podcasts do now?
Yeah.
Speaking of misinformation, not so much misinformation, but because of podcasts and interviews and things of that sort, I was looking about building or not building shit. That's not the right word. What would be the right word? Opening a trust. Would that be the right word? Whatever. But
Four.
for and that's I guess where I so I was so as a matter okay, let me get in not get into it, but let me talk about it a little bit. So today I called I was talking to a lawyer to I guess get more info on that because obviously you see these people on on Facebook or whatever, all these short clips talk about trust this, LLC this, S corp this, blah blah blah,
Yes.
right? But nobody really tells you like one how to do it, what are the
Like,
full benefits. Like
well,
nobody really gives
they
you the
don't.
nitty gritty. They just kind of give you the
They,
overview.
they don't tell you for free.
Well, I mean, sure, but okay, but
Bunch of
so
magic
the
books and their whatever.
yeah, so the other day, and I've heard other people talk about it too, but normally when I hear people talk about it, it's like wealthy people or what I would consider wealthy, right? Got multiple properties, got a lot of money,
Business.
whatever.
Yeah, business inclined.
And so I was like, man, is it beneficial? Am I at a point in my life where it makes sense to get one or open one or whatever the term is? See, I don't even know what the term would be, but or not, right? And so I was talking to a lawyer and whatnot, and really, I mean, the small communication or short conversation I had with this lawyer was, well, because you own a property, because you own a couple vehicles, and you have income at a certain point, blah blah blah. It makes sense to open one apparently, right? And I'm thinking I'm gonna reach out to other, get all these free consultations and get some more opinions. But the idea is that there's so much that you can do with a trust. But one of the biggest things that she was discussing with me was the like when you die part, right? So a will is what normally a lot of people have, and but the problem with a will is that the people that are benefiting from that will, for example, if you're leaving a property to one of your children, they
They
have
get
to
taxed.
go through, yeah, they have to go through taxes, they have to go pay the probate fees and all this other stuff, they have to go to court and all this other things. Whereas in a trust, my understanding, right? Whereas in a trust, they just become the beneficiary. Like you die, the trust says, okay, when I die,
It
said
just the
person takes
trust just keeps
over.
going. It doesn't.
Yeah, and so then
It's
that
not. It's not cashed out in a sense. It's just there.
sure. And so basically my kin or whatever or my kids, they would now be the beneficiaries of this trust where they can do
Right.
whatever they want or need to do with it, right? Say they open their own with their family member, with their wife or husband, and they can move items or assets from this trust to their trust, whatever the fuck, right? But there's that aspect. That was one of like the assets or one of the benefits of doing something like that. Um, Another thing was like there's life benefits too. Like if you're, I mean, obviously when you're living, right? Life benefits, duh. Something around like if you ever get sued type thing, right? Well, say there's an accident and it's your fault. Say your insurance pays out X amount or whatever the fuck, and that person or persons or whatever they just kind of want more, right? Because they're people, people
They're
are
just being
assholes.
greedy. Yeah.
They can come at you, sue you, but if you don't own anything, it kind of stops there, right? Because there's nothing they can sue you for. But if you have properties, vehicles, other sorts of assets, they can come after your assets, right? I think the only way they can't come to your against your home is if you're a homestead. So, for example, I have a homestead on my home, so they wouldn't be able to do that. But they could probably come towards the truck or the Suburban or the Sentra and other things, right? And it's just like, damn. Whereas if you have a trust, my understanding again, whereas if you have a trust, the trust owns all these assets. You don't own shit. If you get sued, but that's kind of where it ends. You know what I mean? So Just I guess another way to protect yourself, and it's not that expensive. I was
So
thinking like this is
when you
something.
say assets, do you mean liabilities or do you mean something else?
What do you mean?
Like, you know, assets, are you including like cars and houses or whatever?
Yeah. So, um, yeah, I guess liabilities too, whatever. But so your cars, your houses. Um, I don't know if you have a Roth IRA account, retirement accounts. Um, Apparently, you can even do your bank account through the trust, and then have the trust pay you, right? And so, um, there's that. I don't know the full nitty gritty details, right? I would love to know them all, and then maybe talk about them one day again. But there's a lot that you can do that I guess are benefits of having one. And then, like I said, it's not even that expensive. It's anywhere from like 1,500 to 2,500 bucks to open one, I think. And I'm sure there's probably like maintenance fees that you would pay, keep going and whatnot. But
So
yeah, I
it's
don't know.
funny you're talking about this because Alex and I were kind of having this sort of conversation. Like, what can we do, right, to kind of go to the next level of, I guess, like planning out for your life and responsibility and that kind of thing, right? Because at the moment we're just, I mean, we haven't. I wouldn't say we have invested too much in anything, right?
Sure.
Um, but I told them I don't know how it's gonna planning long term. What steps we can take or what actions we can take to start thinking about maybe investing into a business or
Yeah.
looking into something like that.
Yeah.
And
No.
I'm not saying just uh not just savings, but just in general, like doing like really just investing in anything,
Sure. No, I agree. Yeah. I
something that is
mean.
not savings okay, right, to have, but it's not creating more money. It's not working for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what can we do? And also we're talking about this because we're talking about how much we really pay in taxes.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
it's
do
crazy.
you know what the actual amount of money that you're paying in taxes is
Me?
in general for a working person with a salary with a W-2
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, were you asking like me or like a? Because
in
there's
general
different
people
brackets, right? So like
different
you and
rates.
I
So
are probably in that same
the a-
bracket.
the the
So
a- the average,
the average, I think the average is probably like in the 40%, right?
yeah,
It's ridiculous.
it's like 30 something percent. Yes.
Yeah, it's like 30. I think for total right here, and it's like 32, 30 something, which is ridiculous. It's
So
ridiculous.
that means 30% of your income goes straight to taxes, right?
Yeah,
And that's just regular taxes. You're not
yeah,
talking about taxes you pay, right? Like at the store, uh, whatever other many types of taxes there is. So
yeah.
you really think it's almost, if you add everything up, you're probably looking more like 40 something percent, right?
In all honesty, you're probably looking at like 50%.
Yeah.
Because you got
So
what do we have? We have taxes that they take from your paycheck, whatever those are called. I
yeah,
can't remember. You have school taxes. You got property taxes.
right.
You have sales
Sales
taxes.
taxes. Yep.
And then luckily we don't live in a state that does federal and state taxes, but some have state taxes, right? So
Yeah. I mean, we don't, but we pay it somewhere else, right? I think we're paying it with like property taxes and stuff.
yeah, I
But
think
in
that's the
general,
case. But still,
yeah.
but I
In
mean
general,
even
it's 50% at
just
least.
four different taxes. So in Texas it's what 8.25% for sales taxes.
I think so.
I
That
mean
sounds
if
about
we're
right.
doing around 30-32% on federal taxes, which is what I think is what we take from what's taken from our paycheck. We do that plus 8%. We're already at 40. Property taxes and school taxes are stupid also. So yeah, 50% goes
Fifty
just
percent sounds about
to the trash.
normal,
To
right?
the
To
trash.
it, it's not yours, right? Well, it's yours. You work for it, but it's not yours to invest, to keep, to do something with, right? So I keep telling Alex, this is what I keep hearing. I don't pay taxes. I don't pay taxes. I don't pay taxes. I don't pay taxes. Like, how do we get to that point, right?
Yeah. So, yeah. And I mean, that was another thing that like I said, you hear all these.
Oh, and all this started because I was telling him like, damn, I might, at the end of the year, because he told me, oh yeah, I got customers that just bought a truck because they don't want to pay taxes, right? And I'm like, why don't we just do that? Why don't we just like, g- uh, I was just thinking off the top of my head. I know it may not be this simple, but let's say we open a business, right? We'll just buy a truck. I'll tell him like, just me and you, we'll buy a truck. We'll buy a $20,000 truck. We're
Yeah.
paying $50,000 in taxes.
So okay, so there is like things that you have to. So you have to have income. The business has to have some sort of income,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So you
That's
can't
what I'm
just be
saying. I
like,
know
okay,
it's
I'm gonna
not.
open a business and then go buy a truck. But there has to
Yes,
be an income, and then it has to be a certain amount. I don't remember how much, because I know this because some of my family members do it. Right, their
correct.
CPA will be like,
So my
hey,
so my
you
point
either
is
gonna
this.
pay this much or buy something, buy an
So my
asset.
point is this. Why aren't we working towards this? Right? Why don't we have a plan?
Because we're lazy.
Yes.
That's the fucking
It,
truth.
it you know what it is? Uh it's ignorance.
I mean, it's ignorance, but
It's financial ignorance.
okay, I agree with
We
that, but
don't
it's
know.
also
Even us talking about it right now, we're just kind of like diving into it. We don't really know exactly what to do, right?
no, no, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Like I
But
said,
it's
you're
ignorance,
trying to find out. You're trying to.
but it's ignorance, but it's more like laziness because it's out there. The information is out
Oh
there.
yeah,
So like,
yeah.
why don't we know by now? Right? We're 29, what 34? Like, why don't we know by
Whoa,
now?
whoa.
Wait, you're 33.
My kids say I'm a '90s baby. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, 33? Okay, I'll take it.
No, you're 34.
Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it.
You're 87, 87, right?
Damn. Yeah, 87. So what is that? 29?
I don't even know how to math right now.
36, sir.
36. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I was trying to give him some good time, but okay. But see,
That's
even
what I
there,
said.
that's even worse. Shut up. You're 30. You're 29.
That's
No,
what I said. 29.
but so like the biggest thing for me is that we're lazy because the information is out there, and we're just not going to do it. Because like I'll tell you what, we spend. I don't know, but I spend time wasting time on this thing when I could be probably learning about or reaching out to somebody or figuring something out about those things, right? So it's kind of like what I say about like people that are way overweight or into like drugs and all that stuff. Like at
And
some point, it's your fault. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
And it's not because the school system didn't teach us or whatever. Because this same school system is what these other people went through and or
When
other not all.
when I say financial ignorance, what I'm saying, yes, the information is there. Um, it's there if you're looking for it, but nobody is teaching you this. Nobody is
Yeah,
sharing these tips to these life hacks with you, right?
sure.
We don't have a mentor. You don't have a class or right. So the information is there, right? And some people have kind of figured it out through just doing it.
Yeah.
Um, but I would say it's not as available as you would think. I think
Um.
the people that have figured it out, it's kind of just been trial and error. Maybe some good parenting somewhere in there.
No. Yeah. For sure.
Uh,
Yeah, no, I definitely believe there's a lot of gaps that unfortunately aren't filled in by either society, parents, whatever, because of ignorance. Like for sure, 100% in our case, our parents were ignorant. I mean, 100%. I mean, yes, my father has a business, but it's not really a business, it's self-employment, but okay, yes, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, okay, but there was little to no financial intelligence there. I mean, Gerald shouldn't be
right.
working anymore. That's how
Yeah.
little like financial intelligence there is there. Like
Yeah.
this guy lives paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Been having gold plumbing for 30 years. You know what I mean? A plumbing company where you can fucking make however much money you can think of. But whatever.
As much as you can work it. Yeah.
And so very little financial intelligence there, and so there was none of that passed down to me, like at all. I mean, in your case, not to be evil, but obviously your mom too, right, and your dad too. You know, like there was no financial intelligence there passed down, right? Like
At
the
all.
only financial intelligence my mom ever told me was save, but even that's not
And even
necessarily.
that's not. Yeah. That's not complete. Right. That's not.
Yeah,
That,
because
that's like a good practice, but it's not
but
the
is
whole
it?
thing.
But
It's not
is
the
it
whole
though?
thing.
Because $5,000 2 years ago is not the same of $5,000 today.
Correct. When I say it's a good practice, it's better than not saving.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's better than not having a backup and not saving.
Sure.
Because believe it or not, like for sure, that's like people that just as soon as they get
Oh yeah. It
their hands
goes.
on some money, they just blow it, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
they don't have that. It's more of a discipline more than it is a good financial practice.
But now, and here's another thing: like how many people are fearful? And it's okay. Sorry, I'm kind of I'm thinking ahead. But instead of saving, why not just invest it?
Correct.
Right? Like
And that's
maybe
it.
have a
That's
backup.
where
Maybe
I'm going
have.
with this.
But I'm just thinking, like, do you save and invest, or do you just invest and risk it? You know?
It depends who you ask, but from what I've learned, there's no risk, there's no reward.
Exactly. And
And
I'm a gambler. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a gambler. So if I
yeah,
see an opportunity, I like to go for it. You know?
have you ever read uh, Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Yeah.
You
Hundred
know the book?
percent. Yeah. It
Man,
was. I've read
that's
it.
a must for everyone. And
I've read it.
that
It. I think that's one of the only books I've ever read, or not ever, but first books that I read, and then two, I listened to it, and then
yeah,
three, I listened to it in Spanish and English.
whoa, I didn't go that far. So I started reading it, and
Yeah.
then I did some of it. I listened to some of it,
Yeah.
and but I mean that was an eye opener. And a lot of the stuff is like, damn, like he's describing me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've made a lot of these mistakes in my life, and the way he presents the information to me, it was a really bad. You know, it was a big eye opener.
Yeah, and but it goes back to, and I hate, so it goes back to what he was taught, right? And so because he talks about he has two fathers, right? Not that his fathers
Right?
were gay, because they're not gay at all. But he talks about how he had his biological father and how
Yeah.
his best friend's
His
dad
best friend's
took him
dad.
under his wing, right? So
Correct.
that's what he calls his two fathers. Nothing with homosexuality here. But whatever. So his real father, had he followed those footsteps, which is what my family pushed, right? Go to school, get your education,
Go
and
to
you'll be
school, get an
fine.
education. Yeah.
His
Get a
real father
good
would have had
job.
him doing what I'm doing right now, which is working every fucking day. And yeah, I guess I got a good paying job or whatever, not necessarily, but okay, that's for a different conversation for another day, you know. But yeah, I got a job. Yeah,
Better than average.
it's I'm that just already confused me. But okay, yeah, I got my education. Yeah, I got a backup, but I'm still in the rat race, right?
Correct.
We were looking at some cars go through I-10 with my buddy where he sits at, and I'm like, dude, where are all these people going? Like, what are they doing? And it's just a fucking rat race every fucking day, dude. And I'm like, dude, I got a degree, I got
And
an engineering
it's
degree,
hard.
I don't live like some of these people that don't have a degree, you know?
Correct. Yeah. And it's hard to break that mentality, right?
Yeah.
Because you got responsibilities.
Yeah, no, and
You got things going on in your life. You got other people to consider, and
yeah, that's the big one. That's the big one, right? Because you have other people to consider. Like that's a big one, I think, and we
for
can.
sure.
I mean, you can keep going, but I want to talk about that one too, short.
Yeah. Well, the whole reason I'm going with that is because I know In the book he talked. They start learning these lessons when they were kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they don't have sort of other things tying them down other than the mentality of the working in the business and assets versus liabilities and that kind of thing, right? So they don't have anything else to consider. So when I say other people to consider, yeah, we got, you got families and you got kids and other things, right? Um, I can't just say fuck this. I'm gonna throw everything away right now. I'm gonna start my own business because I don't know how long I could do that for,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, like, and I kind of want to talk about a little bit about that because, yeah, like you said, you can't just say fuck this and go and do what you
Just
want to
forget
do,
about everything. You
because
can't.
I've thought it before where I'm just like, if and this by no means that I want to be alone. Of course not. I don't want to be alone. That's why I'm where I'm at. But I've always thought like if I didn't have another person, not necessarily that I'm responsible for, but there's an agreement that we're responsible for each other. If I didn't have that, bro, I'd live in the fucking truck. You know what I mean? And every
Correct.
money that I made would be invested, or I would start a business, or invest in a business, or buy a business, or something. But I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind sacrificing a year or two, or even five, living in a truck, living in a fucking studio, or whatever the fuck, to do that. But I can't do that now. You know what I mean? And like
You
same thing,
can't.
like,
You wouldn't be able to do that unless you both were on the same page, and
yes, and it's
that's where it's
hardly
hard.
ever
That's
a
when it's hard.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that's in a relationship, I could probably say you don't always see eye to eye on things, especially when
Right.
it's sacrifices, right?
No. No, we don't.
Like I said, I wouldn't mind fucking sleeping in the truck for a
So
year.
look, what I realize is what's done is done, right?
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
but how can we move forward from this point? Right.
So me and you kind of did a thing, right? We started 2MadKings and we tried to like make it as a business thing, but because we have that ignorance, we lack the knowledge. It's kind of like, okay, we did it. Now what?
Now
You
what?
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah. So like now what, right? And that filling in that now what is the hard part. And then another thing, going back to Rich Dad Poor Dad, he as a child, right, he begins like a service, and I could say what it is. I know what it is, but I don't want to ruin the book for anybody that has it. But he builds like a service to for people, right? And so he's like selling something, right? He's not necessarily selling so they could take it, but he's renting things, right?
Like renting something. Yes.
And so think about it, and it's like now, okay, well, like let's say you want to like do real estate, right? Well, you need a lot of money for that. Actually,
Or do you?
exactly, because according to some people that I talk to, some wealthy people, they say you don't need any money to do anything, and it's
Correct.
like how,
This guy from the books, as a matter of fact, he's one of those guys that you don't need any of your money.
As a matter of fact, he says he
Use other
lives
people's
in
money.
debt.
Right.
Yeah. So there's another book, the greatest salesman in the world, I think, which apparently talks about that too. I'm reading it now. It's a small book, but talks about that, right? Like necessarily not using your money. Like you don't use your money at all.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm like, how? Like, and you
So
mentioned something
from what I
earlier, like
so
a
from my
mentor.
understanding, you not using your money means you get in debt, right? But you get into debt with a plan of investing into something,
Yeah.
right?
So the idea is that you
And
get in debt, and that debt or that asset that you got in debt with is more or returns more
the
than the
return
debt.
is gonna be way greater than the debt, so it doesn't
Well, it
matter,
doesn't have
right?
to be way, right? It just has to be more,
Right.
right?
So it
Yeah,
doesn't matter if you get into debt as long as you get a return that's equal or higher.
yeah. And so here's my thing though, like, okay, I know how to do that because I'm sure I could do that. I know I can do that. You're right. Say it's a home, an RV, or vehicles to rent. Okay, I know how to do that. Now, I know how to make my ROI more than my debt. Okay, I know how to do that. The problem is what happens when it stops, right? Like let's say you get a house, You rent it, and you good for a year or two, but then that person says, "All right, I'm not going to renew my contract. I'm out." What do you do when there's no money coming in anymore and you can't find somebody to rent for 2 3 years or let's say 2 3 months? I know at that point you're probably considered doing something wrong, right? Because it should be filled in immediately,
Yeah.
but you don't know how to do that. What That's the step. Like, how do I avoid that problem?
Well, I think the whole reason why we're even thinking about it is because again the fear of even just getting into that venture, right?
No,
Because
you know what though? Like, if I'm being honest, for me, it's not even fear on my end. For me, it's it's more fear of what my significant other is gonna say.
it's fear, whatever whatever form or shape that takes. It's just fear of you dealing with your other, significant other,
Yeah,
fear
yeah,
of
yeah,
being in debt, fear of failure. Um, and the other thing is, you described like getting a house and then renting that. Would that be a would that be considered a liability at that point if that's the case?
no, so
So because it kind of talks about how people consider a house their biggest asset when in reality it's a liability, right?
yeah, but he claims that. That's he's known for claiming that. Um,
No,
and
I
so
know, and we're just talking about
you
we're
have to
just
be
talking
like
about
careful,
specifically
right?
about the book, right?
Sure, sure,
Um,
sure. Yeah, so he claims
like
everything is a liability, honestly.
a lot of things are liabilities, yes.
Yeah. So that's where you have to like pick and choose,
So
right? Like, you
basically,
have to be careful.
so basically, what I'm getting from that is not everything is going to be a good investment, right?
Yeah.
So there's certain things that might be great investments, and those are the ones that he would consider assets. I mean, is that kind of
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
you were
I
thinking,
agree.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
what he's really saying is, well, like the book describes, the biggest thing is you figuring out which one is an asset and which one is a liability. But to me, it just seemed like, okay, if it's a good investment, then it's an asset. If it's not a good investment, then it was a liability all along, right? Um, and that's where we kind of all fall into that trap. Because what is a good investment nowadays? Like, what would you not consider a liability?
Yeah.
Because at this point, what does not require maintenance? What does not require effort or a lot of time or for you to be, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what requires it to not be a liability?
And then honestly, also the other question is like, where are you? The question you'd have to ask you is like, where are you in your life, and how are you, whether it's financially, mentally, whatever, to then do that investment, right? Because this comes from something that did I read it? Did I hear it? I can't remember. But say like doing real estate isn't necessarily how you get rich. It's mostly real estate is used to avoid taxes because it's one of the biggest debt users, whatever the fuck. So it's not like, unless you're like a flipper, you're probably not gonna get well off by
Just from
renting
that,
houses and things like that. Yeah, like normally people that are renting houses and are living off of that is because they were already wealth. They got wealthy another way, right?
right?
Like that was because
Yeah,
because if you think about it, like
that's
say you get into
more of
debt,
an add-on than
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, because if you think about it, like rent really doesn't, unless you have like, I don't know what you really need. There's a number of things like 10 houses, but say you have 10 houses and you're renting them for 2,000, and your monthly payment is 1,500. Okay, then I could see how you're living off of, what would that be? 500 times 10, $5,000. Okay, I could see that, but that's not necessarily wealthy either, you know.
right.
And so, and then obviously nowadays you're probably not making $500 on rent, from a house. You're probably
Probably not.
making, especially if you
And like you
bought
said,
it
you're not
for
thinking,
that,
and
right?
you're thinking that you're keeping all the money that you.
Sure, because then you got
You're
maintenance
not thinking about
fees, and then you
maintenance and
got
whatever.
insurance and all that shit. But that's what I'm saying. Like, and so yeah. So even then, like when you start adding all that stuff up, you're probably making $100 a house. You know, and so
Yeah,
now you have 10 houses where you're making $100 a house. $1,000 is not gonna. You're not gonna live off $1,000. You know,
right.
so you would in this case need 100 houses. Well, no, you need 50 houses to be at fifty thousand
To be
dollars
good,
or
yeah,
$5,000. Sorry, to be good, to be regular, where you could just have a regular job and go. You know,
yeah.
um, and then you
And
would
what
need
kind of
like,
headache comes with 50 houses? You know what I mean? So
and
it's not at
yeah,
that point. It's not worth it.
yeah, and so unless you like full out own these houses, right? But then your investment is completely in there. But then to get 10 houses nowadays, you probably need at very least $1 million, right? Like there'd have to be some
Probably
hundred
more than
thousand dollar
that.
houses. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. To get 10 houses, you need at least maybe $2 million to just buy them outright. Okay, say you put $2 million into these houses, right? You own them outright. What are you gonna make on them? $1,500 a month? I guess that's not bad, you know. But where are you gonna get a $200,000 house now?
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think you can get that many houses for
For
that
two
money.
million, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just, but how? And so we talk about okay, that money. Like, how do you get others to pay for that, right? Like, how do you convince somebody, hey, just loan me $2 million so that I can buy, I don't know, 4 houses, right? And I'll pay you back in 10 years.
Right.
Would that even
And
math out?
that doesn't sound like a great investment if you ask me.
I'm trying to think. Does that math out? So
No,
if
not
you're
for a
doing
10-year return.
if you're doing yeah, because then on top of that, right, like what's the interest rate on that,
Yeah.
or like how are you gonna get those two, like what is that math? Let's see, if you get four
You're
houses,
the math guy.
I'm trying to think, if you get 4 houses, on average, let's say 350, let's say 400,000, right?
Sure, you're
400,000, you
getting
got
nice
you
houses.
got
Yeah.
5 houses. What are you gonna put those up to rent? You're gonna put them up to rent for 2 grand, maybe. I don't know what rents now, how much that is, but say you get 2 grand per house, so you're making 8 grand. 8 grand. You're not keeping all of it, right? Let's say you're keeping 5 grand. You'd need. Mm,
Alex said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I've been looking for the comments and I couldn't find them, and I just figured out they're on the right here. But Alex said they use mineral filter for the mineral water.
Mineral filter.
Hmm. But
Interesting.
anyways, so
So what's 2 million divided by 5,000? I can't math right
let's do the
now.
math. I got you, bro.
I can't math right now. It's time to go to sleep. And these are just random numbers. This isn't even
400.
like. So you'd need 400 months to pay that back. Just if you're paying that only, no interest rate, which is 33 years. So you're not going to even pay it back in 10 years. And
No,
that's
definitely
that's
not.
saying you're only gonna pay him back. You're not gonna you like you all the money you're getting. You're gonna pay back that 2 million. Like so that doesn't even it doesn't even math. You gotta find another way to make the money. So that's
So
what I'm
now,
getting at is
now
real estate is not the way.
let me paint you a different scenario.
Yeah.
You buy some 250, $300,000 houses, right? In a great spot, a great upcoming spot, in a good neighborhood, right? Over the course of 3, 4 years, the value of those houses go up by whatever
Let's
amount,
say they
right?
double. Let's say they
Which
double.
happens. Let's say they double, right? Which happens. That can happen, right? At that point, if you're able to make it through that period of time, to making bare minimum, and the value of those houses doubles, then that was a great investment, right?
Yes, but then do you what? Sell them? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you sell them and get into another venture, or let's say you just doubled your
But so by then, hopefully, you learn how to do taxes and all that, right? Because if you sell them at
Yeah, I
that
mean, if
price,
you if
now
you
you
if you're
gotta.
moving that kind of money, then you probably need to hire like.
Because this happened with one of your bosses, right? At some point, he had all that money, and had he cashed it out, he's got to pay all these taxes. But if he invested it,
And then he
it's
didn't. Yeah,
exactly so similar thing here, right? Say your house is double, whatever. Now you sell them, but 30% is gonna go somewhere,
10% is going. Yeah, yeah.
and thirty
So you would
percent
have
on six
to,
hundred thousand dollars is like,
right. So you have to
ouch.
find a way to make it work.
So you
Um,
have to you would have to do what? What do you do? That's what, and that's the gap we don't know.
right. That's where we get stuck. Hey, but at least we're talking about it.
No, it's gonna happen. I mean, we're definitely gonna be millionaires soon, but and that's another thing, right? Patience.
When I know you mentioned that we kind of took some steps at the beginning, right? Like last year.
Yeah,
Um, and then I was thinking, how can we start? And I know we're like nowhere near that, right? But how can we capitalize on that? Like what can we do now to start working through? Because I feel like we never really talked about that side of the
the
like
financial
we
side.
yeah like we kind of just focused on okay how we're gonna do the videos, what we're gonna do, we're just gonna talk, we're just gonna have conversations, that right?
Yeah. So
But we
the
never
biggest
really
thing we
started
never.
with a a we never really started with a business plan. We started with a plan to kind of hang out, right?
Yeah,
Met into a business 'cause we thought it was a good step to take, right? Which it was. Um, but we didn't go any further into details.
yeah,
Um, and I'm thinking, I mean, there was something we could have done.
yeah. I
Even
think
if you
we
do,
need to discuss how to make money from this, right? So I think the biggest thing would be
so yes,
merchandise, right? And
so
then
merchandise and subscriptions is what I'm thinking, right?
yeah,
Um, I think those would be like the main like two things that we can start on, just to get our foot in the door, like
yeah,
to get started with something. Um, because if it's something happens and um, we start gaining a following at some point, then we already have something to work with.
yeah. And so I think the biggest reason or like not the biggest, but one of the reasons I didn't push to discuss any of this also was because I was reading that and I should have probably pushed to do some of this, but I was reading that at some point your business, if it doesn't make any sort of income or some whatever, the IRS qualifies it as a hobby, and so then they kind of don't let you reopen the business as a business. You'd have to like start another business. You know what I'm saying? Does that kind of make
Yeah,
sense? And so I was like, I and I for that reason I should have probably pushed like, hey, how are we gonna do merchandise? But or how are we gonna make money off of this? Um,
yeah, and like I said, we kind of set it up. We never went any further into doing it,
yeah,
um, which now I see might have been something that maybe we should have
yeah, no, because we
at
should
least
have
talked
had.
about,
We could still probably
or
still do it.
actively. Yeah, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But even I'm saying like at the beginning,
So what we need to do is set up a day where me
backtracking.
and you sit in a room for 4, 5, 6 hours and like talk about this shit,
Yes,
right?
but
Because
yeah, that's what I'm because I'm thinking like backtracking. We could have just from the get go just built something, right? Make it a plan and say, hey, let's shoot for because and I tell this to all my managers, right? So like my employees that I talk to, I tell them if you don't have any goals and any targets, you're not going anywhere, right? So
and I think that's what happened to us.
yes, and so right now we don't really have. I mean, we have 22 subscribers, but we never really had like a number in mind, right? Like,
Yeah,
are we? When are we getting to 50? When are we getting to 75? When are we getting to 100? Right?
yeah, yeah.
Can we get 3 subscriptions this month? Can we get 5, 10, 20, 30? So, and I'm. It's crazy because I'm
No,
really good at this. I'm really good at this when I'm at work and I'm talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
But when I have to apply it to myself, it's like,
So
oh, that's
so
right.
how about you treat me like that? Treat me like your managers, because I've got the energy. I've got the energy, and for me, it's
Well,
really I just
tell
don't
you what,
know.
let me share something with you.
Yeah.
So I kind of told you last time, right? But I took on more responsibility, but at the same time, it's very freeing because I don't have to. Before I was kind of in charge of my shift, and I was going in and out, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, when I wasn't there, I didn't have to worry about it, but I didn't control my schedule. I didn't control my in and out times, right? It wasn't stable. So right, so sometimes some days I would work at night, some days I would work in the morning, some days I work in the evening, some days I work in the middle of the day, right?
Yeah.
Some days I didn't control what days I had off. I didn't control so that freedom that came with not thinking about it when I wasn't there, it was lost because I had to deal with somebody else's schedule. I had to deal with somebody else's problems, right? Um, but now I feel like I have more time and energy because I gained the freedom of like doing my own thing.
Yeah. Like in a way, you're kind of running your business.
And
I
that's
mean, it's somebody
okay.
else owns it, but in a way, you're.
Let me get there. Yes, the way my job is now is, hey, this is your store, this is your business. You run it however you see fit, and there is some. I mean, they have the systems there, right? So I have to use their systems,
Yeah.
but I can get very creative on how I approach things, how I deal with the people, what things I do and don't do, and so far right now it's only been a couple months, right, or like a month and a few days. Um, but I would say I've been successful so far, right?
Yeah.
So and I'm still learning some things.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like you said, if I were to see these as this is also one of my businesses, I would definitely treat it differently,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's where we have an opportunity. If I were to see this as a business, if I were to see this as, like I said, setting goals and developing a plan for a month and 3 months and a quarter and a year, whatever, right? Like the same thing that I'm already doing at work, I could be applying some of these things here,
Yeah.
right? Um, but I also guess like it's like you, right? So my mentality is when I'm off, I'm off, so I don't have to worry about those things, right? But I can apply those skills to anything, and I tell this to my managers too, right? Like you can apply any skills that you develop and you gain here, and you can take them anywhere, and it's true. So like basic people skills like planning, like organizing, communicating. You can apply those skills anywhere, right?
Yeah.
So that's the same thing goes for us. We can apply those work skills that we've developed and we've kind of used into putting it here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree,
Like
and I think one of the faults that we have is something you mentioned right now was when we get home we kind of we're done. But I've heard it so many times where people leave their 9 to 5 to start a business, and now they're working 24 hours a day. Because that's
right.
basically how you keep a business alive, at least at the
That's right.
beginning. And
Yeah.
so,
And that's part of the patience that you're talking about, like being patient, and nothing's free and nothing comes easy, right? So you got to put the effort.
yeah, yeah, no, I mean, I would love to, and you know, what are you doing this weekend?
Shit.
It's a lot. It's a
When's the
3 day
weekend?
weekend.
Oh,
It's MLK on Monday. Whatever. Because what I was saying is I can go up starting Friday, and we can probably start talking about some of these things at go to a coffee shop or something where it's just me and you also, right? Because it needs to be just me and you. It has to be
so I'm
away.
I'm I'm not going in Friday at all. Um,
Ah, shit. But Diana works, so if anything, it'd be late. We'd show up late.
so Saturday and Sunday, I mean, I don't have to be there. Um, but I probably should be there for a few hours.
Yeah. No, I
Um,
mean it was just it just came to me right now because we're talking about it, and so I like doing things when they're
but
hot, you know,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
like
But do you know it's supposed to freeze like Monday, right?
motherfucker. I was in fucking Tennessee on the way back when it froze
That's what.
that
Oh,
other
okay.
time. So
I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know how comfortable you feel with that.
I drove in that freeze, bro, on I-10. I was the fucking whole highway was frozen, and my truck. I'm just like,
Nice.
we were the only ones on I-10. But okay, whatever. Going back to
If
what we
if
were
you got
saying.
some if you got some free time, like I said, I got lots of free time nowadays.
Yeah, no, I
So
mean, I just think, like I said, I like doing things when they're hot. You're clearly thinking about it, and then I got me thinking, and so I can jot some things down to discuss when we do discuss. And here's another thing, like things like this, right? Obviously, we're doing it on the podcast right now, but when we do it behind the scenes, those are things we can write off, right? Like those are things that we can, when we have meetings, we can go somewhere, have lunch, dinner, coffee, whatever. And because it's a business meeting, when we're making money now, right? When we're either selling merchandise or have subscriptions or whatever the fuck, you can
yeah,
you can go against your income there, and so we can write like our computer and things like that. I know you bought a computer for this and microphones and things like that. So there are benefits to doing all that. So, but no, I would love to just start moving that
picking each
route.
other's brain.
Well, yeah, and then moving that route, right? And so, like I mentioned earlier, like I have the energy, and I love when somebody backs me, right? So for me, is I have a lot of energy at the beginning, and
That's
unfortunately,
why I need to
my
hype
shit
you up.
dies
Like,
down. Well, not necessarily just hype me up, but just make sure that my energy maintains there. So I'll give you an example. A couple years ago, I started a Discord to just kind of bring a community, create a community where we're helping each other out, and it worked out for some time, right? And then I think 5 months in or so, it started dying down because it started strong, had about 20-25 active people in there, and then
right.
towards the middle of
So
the year,
what
people start
what do you
slowing down, and
what do you think happened? What do you think made that difference?
for this
Were you
certain
not as
case,
active,
no,
or
for
what?
this certain case and environment, I believe is because everybody at the beginning of the year has that energy, has that, oh, new me, new year, new me. And so this Discord was about that, right? Was about continuing, like, being better. What do you want to do? Challenging people to do better. And so for the first like 2-3 months, everybody was like, doing it, whatever. But that fourth month, people were just whatever, and so they started dying down. I didn't necessarily know how to bring people back up. I kept up with like positive comments and reinforcements, and we kept our book club going. But for the longest, it was just three of us, and then one left for whatever the fuck reason. She I guess her own reasons, right? So then it was just two of us, and then just life got in the way of some of our meetings, and at some point it just kind of died down, right? And so for the last year and a half or so, there just hasn't been nothing there. There just hasn't been anything there. The Discord's still there. The people are still in the Discord, but nobody's talking, nobody's saying anything. And even if I did, mention anything, I'm pretty sure nobody would react to it because
Nobody's gonna, yeah.
they either turn off their notifications, because nobody cares, whatever. So at the beginning it was fun and all
So
because
so let me
people
let
were
me let me
active.
let me let me challenge you. I'm trying to go into like work mode, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Let me challenge you. So what could you have done differently to reignite that fire? I got some ideas
Reignite
right
it.
now. Yes, but I want you to think outside the box.
So for
Yes, you send a comment on there that's everybody's gonna see it, but like you said, they're just gonna blow it off, right?
so okay, so one of the things, but then it becomes
I
like,
got I got three ideas right now, right off the top of my head.
okay,
But go.
three ideas. Okay, look, I'll give you three also. So one, I could have done like a money challenge, right? Money seems to incentivize people.
What's the money
Um,
challenge? Explain.
Something like, okay, whenever people are dying down, I could have done something like, all right, look, we're gonna do a steps challenge, right? And whoever gets the most steps noticed on here in a month time frame, $100. right?
Okay.
So $100 gets people moving, right? Maybe not everybody, but some people moving, right?
Sure.
That's one thing. Another thing we could have done, that's like a money weight. Another thing we could have done is I could have just not expected shit from friends and family and gone like public, right? And
100%.
gone more to like
Like that
Starbucks
might
or
have
coffee
made a
shops.
little difference. Right.
Sure, because
Go ahead.
people probably aren't so comfortable with sharing things like that, and so
Yeah.
that's I guess an option too. Actually, I only have two right now I can think of. So what's your three?
Well, one thing I would suggest, if I'm thinking from a business perspective, one thing is you know all those people, right?
Yeah,
So how long would it have taken you to make a couple of different calls directly to them? And talk
5 minutes
about, hey,
each.
this is what I'm thinking. This, can I pick your brain? What can we do? Or what could incentivize us to kind of be more active on the app, right?
Sure.
So you might get some good ideas. You might get some of the people that are, if you pick somebody's idea or a couple of different people's ideas, that might get them to be more active, right? So you might develop more commitment towards the group, right? So let's say you call all 20 of them. How
Yeah,
long would that have taken you?
five
Half
minutes
an hour?
each. Say it takes
An hour?
say it takes 3 hours. I mean, this is to
Even
continue
if you
something.
don't have to do it all together, but you could potentially, let's say this, I'm gonna make it my goal this week. I'm gonna call everybody on the group. I'm gonna get their input. I want to see what they're thinking about. Kind of get their feedback. See, where we can drop the ball. What things they would like to do, not do, whatever. Right?
Yeah,
What they think about this. That's one thing for me. Right? Direct contact. Um, my second idea was doing something like you said, something like that involved money or a price or something, right? Something other than incentivize them just to be better. Because obviously, if we were all incentivized to do better, we'd all be doing better.
yeah,
As noble as that idea is, may not, because different people move for different things, right? So it
yeah.
may not be the best incentivizer for everyone, right? Like you're a very positive, energetic guy, right? So that moves you.
Yeah,
But what we have to think about is when you're thinking about a group of people is what's gonna move the most, what's gonna make the most impact.
yeah,
Um, so I mean, you can we can do. I mean, there's different things you can do. It don't even require that much money. Or one thing we sometimes we do is like we'll make a pool of money,
yeah. A
right? And be
buy-in.
like, yeah, everybody buys in five, whatever it is, right? If you have 20 people, $5, 20 people, that's an amount of money that might be good enough to incentivize them. Or even if you make it 10 people, 20, that's $200, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, I would have participated for $200 if I'm being 100% honest. I
yeah,
would have at least remembered every now and then, right?
yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
so yeah, something that like you said, money talks, right? So that's one big thing that you could have done differently. Um, and I had one more. Um, what kept us from at some point planning on doing like a live meeting? Like,
Like everybody, just get everybody in.
yeah, like hey, you know what? We're gonna have a I forgot the name. What was it? Was it exponential growth?
Yeah, exponential growth.
Yeah, we're gonna have an exponential growth dinner, right? We're just gonna meet here. We're just gonna hang out in person, right? We kind of get to maybe not everybody knows each other, but we kind of see each other's faces, right?
Yeah,
Um, we're just gonna go hang out here, right? We'll have it. Maybe not everyone's gonna go, right?
yeah. Some
Uh,
people can't.
but maybe the 10 that go might be talking about it, right? Might be talking how much fun they had,
Yeah,
and that's gonna might reignite some of that fire. Um, again, all outside the box, all things that might require a little extra effort. But if this was a business and your business was to reignite that effort and to keep that going, that's kind of how we have to think about this.
yeah. No, I agree. Those are some great ideas. Where the fuck were you when I needed them?
You gotta come get me when I'm at work, bro.
Yeah, I'm like Cesar, right now, right now, right now. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
But the whole
Those are all, and
if we approach this, this mentality on again on anything,
yeah,
right? Um, I think we'll see some results.
Yeah. And then I mean a big one too is consistency, right?
Yes,
We have to be consistent. We have to stay consistent with it, especially being a podcast or anything really. Actually, right? You can't just like sell one car today and then be
and
off
then forget about it. Yeah,
for a month and then try to sell one again, right? It doesn't necessarily always work like that. So I think consistency would be another one, and we've talked about this, right? Wednesdays is what we're gonna do. Wednesdays at 7. That's what we're gonna aim for.
Wednesday 7 is gonna be our time for
Is
now.
gonna
Yep.
yeah, and so we've got that down. But I think yeah, definitely we need to talk about all the other things. And like I said, I have the energy. I love that we're partners because that also helps. Like let's say I do start losing energy, and you notice it, just put a spark in my ass again, and then I got it again. Like right now I'm thinking right now like okay, Deanna's got a cricut. I'm thinking okay, we can make 2MadKings stickers with like Instagram signs and everything, and I can
One
go
hundred
put them
percent.
bitches everywhere.
I can get
I'll put
on.
them
I
on
can
fucking
get on
toilets.
fucking. What's the name? I can get on Alibaba and buy
10,000
thousand
hats.
generic cups or
Yeah,
hats or whatever.
yeah.
You're on there, boom.
Yeah, and like all these things are write-offs, right? Like because they're investments to the business, and so once we do make money, you 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 put in your taxes how much you made, but you also put in how much you invested, and at some point, it's helpful, right? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
get
mean, I
Deanna to
got
make some fucking
I got
stickers.
like I got like 1,000 contacts on my phone from like everybody I met for the past 10 years.
Yeah,
I could just start calling
I'm
everybody around them and
I'm
say, "Hey, are
I'm
you
thinking I'm thinking these hats will at least go for $150 at
at
least.
least
You know,
these are premium,
these are we can autograph them
bro."
250,
But
and that's a
people
steal.
we have to think about this as an investment, right? So when we do become famous, sell these puppies for at least double that.
Yeah, we need to get different color now. Like these two are the only ones that like this. The next
I,
ones are gonna be like a lighter blue.
so there's actually 5 collectible items.
Oh boy, we have to number them.
Oh,
That'd be awesome. You get one, I get two, and then the other ones are three, four, five. Yeah, no, but
yeah,
definitely.
that's a good business model. Exclusivity.
Yeah. I know they do it a
So we do
lot.
like,
They do it all the time,
oh yeah,
right?
we do like you said, we do a limited run of like there's only 10 of these, right? There's
Yeah,
only 5 of these. There's gonna be one of these, right?
yeah.
Um, if you purchase one, automatically into a raffle, and you might win a PS5. I don't know, whatever.
So it's so funny that you mentioned that because I also stream Call of Duty content, right? And so when I started it, I at some point in time, all my friends and family were supporting, cool, or not all, but a lot. But then it started slowing down, and so I was like, "Ooh, giveaway for a PS5!" And boy, I went from like 30 subscriber or followers, because not subscribe followers, to like 100 in a matter of like a month, bro. You
Yeah.
know, and unfortunately, we never reached the subscription goal so that I could give away that PS5. But I did end up giving away $50, and so people were like, "Oh shit," like, and then we did it live and
Oh yeah,
everything,
100%.
and I
And if
got a
you
lot
think
of
about it,
followers by that.
yeah, and think about it is, I mean, I don't want to sound like it's nothing, right? But if we take it as an investment, and again, might be something in the future we might be able to write off or at least break even, right?
Sure.
So if you buy something that's business related, like that, right? That's promotion, that's whatever advertising, whatever you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get a PS5, you can get an Xbox, or get something and give it away,
Yeah.
right?
So what you're saying is when we get what is it called on Facebook? On
What's what called?
what's it called? Because like on Twitch, it's called a subscription, but what's it called on
On
YouTube?
YouTube,
Uh,
it's also a subscription, isn't it?
no, a subscription for YouTube is just like a follow.
Oh, you just follow. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Subscribe and follow. That's what they say. I
Subscribe.
don't know.
No.
Yeah, subscribe, follow, like, share.
Let me see. YouTube sub equivalent Twitch. YouTube members. Become a member on YouTube.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
So
what I'm
is
hearing here,
that free?
no. So becoming a member is where we get paid, or where our account gets paid.
But what I'm saying is it free to become a member?
No. That's what I'm saying. Like
No.
the person pays
So
for
the
it.
person pays for to be a member.
Yes. So the person pays to be a member. And on YouTube, the person pays to be a member, and it's free to subscribe. So everybody watching this motherfucking channel or video, subscribe at least right now. Follow, like, everything. And if you are down as fuck, become a member to 2MadKings. But
Ooh. Then you have to set that up.
I think we have to get a following first, like a set amount of subscribers first.
Right?
Yeah. So because I remember with Twitch, I had to do a certain amount of hours. I had to do a certain amount of followers, and then all this stuff. You have to meet some kind of requirements, but whatever. So as of right now, please just subscribe if you're watching this. And then you can become a member later. And so there's different like levels, right? So there's like $5 level, which gets you, I don't know, there's like a $10 and like a $25, and then you can do for like multiple months and things of that sort. So, but that's another topic we have to discuss at some point, is what are we going to offer our members, right? Like, because what's the point of them subscribe or becoming a member, right? Where we'll have to do stuff like that. Like, if you're a member, you enter a pool of blah blah blah, or you get access to our Discord, or you get access to whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You can do a Discord membership. You can do other kinds of membership. I'm just throwing it out there, but yeah.
Yeah, but no, I would definitely. We need to continue.
Hey, since we're talking about this, I know we had a lot of ideas about like different things we could do.
Yeah.
I know one of them was like going to a scary place, right? And kind of recording that experience.
Yeah.
What else we got? We're gonna do like a cook-off, right?
Yeah. We're doing a cook-off with
So
brisket.
so I think part of our, as you could say, like business planning, we can kind of start talking about and set some dates of like exactly when it's gonna happen. When are we gonna do it, right? Like this month, next month at this day, we're gonna get together and we're gonna do this, right? So request a day off, a plan for it, whatever it is to make it happen.
Yeah.
Like start planning on that, because time goes by fast, man.
Yes. I mean,
Goes by so fast.
we're already in week
If you don't
2.
plan it, yes. If you don't plan, it's wasted.
All right. So here's what we need to at least 100% plan for right now. We need to get 30,000 subscribers. Wait, why are you
30,000
laughing?
22, 30,000 baby steps, right?
I'm just thinking we just got to multiply it times 1,500 or something like that.
Yeah, not even multiply. Just what, square root it?
No.
No.
22 squared is like 400 and something. No. It's like, yeah, almost 5. Because 25 squared is 525, I think.
Okay, so do it a couple times.
So it says, how do you
Probably would only
clarify?
have to do it twice, if I'm honest.
Your channel must be part of the YouTube pro. Yeah, you must be. Yeah, you must agree. Yeah, you must reside in one location. So it says channel must be 30,000 subscribers. Son of a
To
bitch.
to do what?
To
For
become, yeah, to allow memberships.
Okay, I mean, gotta start somewhere.
No, I agree. Man, we should have done this shit on Twitch, bro. Twitch is easier.
No, but Twitch has restrictions, remember?
Yeah, it has all kinds of dumb restrictions.
Yeah, that's one. Um,
Yeah,
the one
fuck.
that doesn't have subscription is, restrictions is
Don't say Facebook.
in-
Facebook's got the
Instagram.
most. Well, that's Facebook.
No, yeah, Facebook, yes, but Instagram, you can say and do whatever you want on there.
Are you sure? 'Cause
100%. Look it up. I know TikTok has some restrictions.
now they do. Because for the longest it didn't.
Yeah, people are getting like
Banned.
deleted and band and stuff. Yeah. From
Well,
what
I
I
think we
know,
stick to YouTube. YouTube's easy because
yeah,
YouTube,
I like YouTube. YouTube's
because
okay. Everybody knows about it. It's popular. It's
it's safe, right? You don't have to like tell people to download another app, right?
yeah, that's it. Yeah, just
It's already on your phone because YouTube is already on people's phones. So
yeah, and it's so
just
easy to access.
yeah, we just need to get all these motherfuckers to subscribe. So I'm thinking we need it. So I'll talk to the Anna, see what she wants to do this weekend. And then I'll let you know by the end of the night if we head down there because we do. That'd be a great business plan. And then, like I'm saying, we can make stickers with Diana's Cricut. We can do. We need to post more. I don't know, like, yeah, yeah. We need to post more. I don't know. This is what we would have to discuss when we meet. I think we just had a business meeting on our podcast.
Pre-meeting,
Yeah, we're gonna reference this podcast when we meet.
right?
What did you say in minute 58? But like, so that's crazy,
We're
dude.
pre-gaming the meeting, but yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking like, how can we convince people to get people to
You know what?
subscribe?
That's one good thing I like about doing this is you have it recorded, so it's not you're not gonna lose track of. You know what I mean?
Like we
You
have
literally
our
can just go
minutes
back.
here.
Yeah, like you literally just go back and say, oh yeah, that's right. That's what we talked about. That's what we. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As opposed to if you don't record it, you can't do that.
yeah.
So that's
So
why I don't mind talking about this now, so we can have proof.
yeah,
Or not just even proof, but just a reference.
yeah. So what else do we want to talk about today, or are we gonna cut it at 1:30?
Up to you, Sam.
Well, I know Diana wanted to go to the gym, so I don't
Well,
know.
which gym
She's
are you
probably
guys going?
angsty. Planet Fitness. She got a membership a couple months, years back. Um,
Years.
yeah, but she would go. She goes more like she goes on and off, but she goes. And what it's been like 3 months now, maybe two, maybe three. Time flies. I don't know that we've been going pretty consistently. At least 2 times a week. At least we do that. But more averagely, it's like 3 to 4, 3.5. But you can't go
All
three
right.
and a half. We go at least 3 days a week. I'm thinking now that I think about it, not two. So at least 3 times a week. And today's one of those days that we gotta go. So you know what sucks about me going to the gym though? Aside from going
Yeah.
to the gym, no, I'm just playing. I actually don't hate it anymore. It's whatever. But no, what sucks about me going to the gym at this time of night or whatever you want to call it is I get energy after going to the gym. So I fucking
Oh
stay
yeah.
awake, bro. Like the
Yes.
other day we went to
So
the
that's the
gym
reason
and
they say you're supposed to do it in the morning.
yeah,
Kind
but
of give you
you
energy for
get
the day.
you get
I've
Diana
always done it
up.
at night.
You get Diana up at 5 in the morning to go to the gym. She'll fucking karate chop your bitch ass,
That's
you
rough.
know?
Yeah.
So I guess we
Oh, we got 3 people watching. Who's watching?
oh shit. If you're in here,
Subscribed?
say what's
Have you
up.
liked? Have you followed?
Subscribe, share, like. What else? What else? What else is there to do?
Become a member?
Well, we can't do that just yet, but
Buy the merchandise?
oh yes, we got the merch. Oh, we should. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to mess with that on the website. We should do some merch ideas and do like coming soon. It's not a lie. It's not a lie.
Okay. So, yeah. That's right.
And also check the
I forgot
website
about
out
the website.
and go to the suggestion box and leave us some suggestions on what you want us to talk about. You know.
Are you able to see who's watching? I can't see.
No, it doesn't
Doesn't
tell
tell
me
me.
exactly who. It just says 3 people are
Really?
watching. Yeah. Who the fuck is watching, huh? Who are you? Watch them leave because they don't want us to know. Like, no,
Oh,
never
somebody
mind.
just left.
No way.
Yeah. There's the two
Motherfuckers.
assholes.
Come back.
Oh, now we're down to
Come
one point.
back. Come back. Come back. You know, like what is it? Wilson?
Yeah.
Wilson. But anyway, I think we'll cut it here because my headset just said battery low.
Oh no.
So that means it's
All right.
about to
Well,
die.
hit me up. Let me know.
Yeah, I'll talk to the Anna right now and see what she wants to do. Um, and then I'll let you know. Cause yeah, we got the heat going right now. I'm about to go fucking murder this gym.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, so alrighty, so we'll end it here. That was a good 1.5 hours of conversation here. We did a whole pre-meeting to our meeting. Gave y'all the whole inside scoop of what our thoughts are on our path forward. But we'll definitely probably talk a little bit more about it next time after we have our meeting. So there's that. But we gave y'all some
And you
inside
learned a little
scoop.
bit about water
You learned a little bit about water. What else?
and
Mineral
life.
water. Rich dad, poor dad, all that bullshit. But we had a great conversation today. I love having these conversations with Cesar because he's smarter. He's the smartest in this group for sure.
I wouldn't say that.
No, for sure, for sure. I've got the energy. You've got the brains. So there's that. But yeah, for now, just make sure you guys, leave a like, comments for anything interesting, anything you liked about the this episode. Make sure you please share, subscribe, and then
Don't forget to check out the website. Leave a message.
yeah, leave a message, suggestion on the website so what you want us to talk about.
And believe it or not, the website is functional. You can leave a message.
What do you say? Believe it or not, bro? Because I made it.
Yes, because it's new. I don't
Oh
think
my
anybody's logged in other than
god.
us. Have you logged
Yeah.
into it recently?
No, I have not.
Exactly.
But it's functional. It works. It's the bestest. But yeah, so just thank you for anybody that stopped by today, and for anybody that watches our video. So, yeah. What you got? Anything else?
That's it.
All
Till
right.
next time.
See ya.